This setup is a recipe for a sweaty back. When I'm hiking or skiing or snowshoeing, I get tired like anybody else and it's time to take a rest. And I'll sit down and in 5 or 10 minutes I will be chilled because of the sweat that is on my back and down my sides. And so over the years I have developed a clothing system that incorporates my pack into my clothing system. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This pack is quite thick. It's got a lot of insulative value. I don't need a heavy jacket on my back. Now I don't know what the conditions are going to be throughout the course of my day. And so I tend to tuck it into the side strap here so that if I need it later in the day, I can just grab it and put it on. And I'll show you how I put it on. It's not the normal way. So let me tell you first what I've got going on here. So first of all, you may have noticed this flopping around. Yeah, I took a scissors to my favorite jacket. And I cut up each of the side seams all the way up, part way up the armpit here. I finished the seam, folded it over and sewed it so that the seam wouldn't come unraveled during use. And now when I put my pack on, I flip up my back of the jacket and put my pack on. Thereby, I've got a nice airspace behind here and just one thin layer of material between me and the pack. That does a lot to reduce the sweating. Or I can put the belt on over my jacket, or I can tuck it under my jacket, depending on the weather or the wind, whatever. I think it looks kind of cool to be able to tuck it underneath, don't you? I also have a wind shirt that I did the same modifications on. I cut up the seam and under the armpit, even more so than on my brown jacket, because this material is less stretchy, less breathable. So I cut that. You may be wondering, why did I leave this ugly elastic on here? That is so that when I do get a chance to rest and I'm sitting down, let's say there is a breeze, I can let the back flip down and tuck it underneath the elastic so it doesn't billow around. Also, it makes this jacket usable for when I'm just hiking and I don't have a pack on. I can, or skiing or snowshoeing and there's no pack involved. It is still nice to have the front of me be blocked from whatever breeze I'm creating and yet have air circulation on my sides and my back is still cooler. That makes sense? Also, what I've got going on here is that to keep my chest warmer, I tuck a gaiter in here. The reason why I like to keep my chest warmer is that during these colder days, like right now it's in the low 20s of Fahrenheit, so a little bit below 0 in the Celsius, my lungs get kind of cold and the membrane of my lungs get irritated when I am exercising hard outside, breathing that cold air in and out, in and out. And so having a warm gaiter right around my lung area really helps reduce the irritation. A few years ago, I developed runner's cough, so I had this constant dry cough going on all winter long. And since I started incorporating this gaiter in my chest, keeping my lungs warm, that has really reduced that problem. Besides also being cognizant of breathing through my nose more, let my nose warm up the air before it goes down into my lungs. So that combination of more proper breathing and the warmth of the gaiter keeps my lungs happy.
Another thing I am doing is I'm aware that my arms may get chilled, and so I've got several layers going on here too. I picked up a pair of arm warmers that come from my wrist all the way up underneath here, up to my armpit. I picked up a pair of those arm warmers from a bicycle shop. They fit quite tightly. And then I put on my blue hoodie. And then over that, on a chillier day like this, I have another layer of arm warmer. This is from an old sock. I cut the toe part of the sock off so that I could put my arm right through the sock. This sock arm warmer comes from about here to about here. So, you know how we are taught to incorporate layering into our outdoor outerwear. Well, I have broken that down so that I can incorporate layering choices within whatever my arms need that day, depending on the weather and my level of activity. So you may not want to go ripping apart your expensive jacket, or maybe you don't have the sewing skills, whatever. I looked online about 15 years ago when I first tried this as an experiment, and there was one company, I think it was on backcountry.com, that was offering a jacket that had an open back. I haven't seen that since. Actually, I haven't done a lot of research about it since I had solved my own problem. But last night I was looking online as well, and they do have open back jackets that are made for people who are confined to a wheelchair that they can put on without having access to their back. Uh, so that might work. I haven't tried that because, like I said, I haven't needed to. I made my own. So I mentioned earlier that the reason why I have this jacket, this extra jacket tucked in the side, so that I can respond to changing conditions. So I don't like to waste a lot of time taking my pack off and on. I guess that comes from through hiking days. Uh, so when it does get breezy and I'm getting chilled, this isn't enough. Then I'll just wear this backwards. So this is not my idea. I got this from Ray Jardine. He had a lot of innovative thoughts, and so I'll tuck the collar up underneath the straps of my backpack, and it holds it in there pretty good. I deliberately bought a jacket that has extra room so I can wear it backwards. Probably the best idea, I think, would be to get an open back jacket, like I already said, from a site that caters to folks that are in wheelchairs. I think I would like to experiment with that myself. But this does hang out pretty well. And there again, I still have one layer of material between me and my pack. It's just that this way I can regulate my front more.
I'll ski up to the creek that is about 0.9 miles from here and take off my pack and show you the back of my shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, I'm going to take off my pack and show you whether my one layer shirt underneath is sweaty or not. Okay, you tell me, what do you see? My goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm going to turn around and head back.